Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to On Your Mental. This is the podcast where we share candid, open, and sometimes vulnerable conversations between and about men. Today I have with me Kabir, and we're going to be talking about fitness and how fitness plays a role in our mental health. So physical health sort of tends to tie into mental health a lot of the time. I had a really great conversation with Kabir, and within the first few minutes, you will hear some cool news about Kabir too. So make sure you stay tuned. If you're not already, make sure that you're subscribed to the podcast. That way you know when new episodes are coming out. We do an episode every Monday. If you like today's video, make sure that you like it as well, and let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want to hear discussed on Your Mental. For now, enjoy, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace. Before we get started today, I wanted to say, and today's Tuesday, I look at my watch as though there's anything there. There was nothing there. Today is Tuesday. Your birthday's on Thursday.
That's right.
I feel like fucking Oprah. Check under your seat. I'm dead serious. Check under your seat. I'm dead serious. Reach under the cushion. It's in there somewhere. Did you get it? It's in the seat though, like under, like this part, like under this part. Yeah, right. Reach under there.
Velcro.
It's more towards your side. What is it?
Hey!
Hey man, happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
Is the pre-rolls in there?
There are 5 pre-rolls in there.
Man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Hey, congrats. You're turning 26. It is 26, right?
Yeah.
No, you're a year older. Yeah. Yeah, congrats.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
It's pretty sweet. I probably shouldn't have this on the table.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's legal in the BC, in all of
Yes.
Canada. It's illegal almost everywhere at this point. Today's episode, as we're starting, welcome to On Your Mental. Today we're introducing a co-host to the show, Kabir Sandhu. Kabir, of course, was on, I want to say, like episode 4 or something. Oh, look at that. I know.
Get it right.
On episode 4. You get my wife's name right.
Christina.
And I just felt like it would be nice to have a consistent voice on here along with mine. And we can get to dig into some cool topics with each other over time. So thanks for agreeing to be my co-host.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you chose me.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I I that we have different perspectives like
Mhm.
on a lot of subjects.
Mm-hmm. So I
We are
feel like we'll
same.
disagree.
But different.
But still same. Perfect, man. So yeah, thank you, Kabir. Great
course.
comment. I really appreciate it. Did you see, by the way, the numbers today? I think Evan shared them.
I saw that it was under 200, right?
Buddy. Best news of my day.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. You.
Today was a pretty chill day for me. I actually did RMT Physio, and that's going to be related to today's topic. But I did RMT Physio, had a counselor call,
Nice.
and then heard that news about our cases. So BC is under 200 cases now per day. Sick. First time in a while. Our vaccination rates for adults is above 70% now, and that was the goal for July 1st. We're filming this on June 1st, so that's a
Killer.
month ahead of schedule. I'm feeling pretty good about how the summer is going to go.
Yeah.
So that was really cool news. I just was happy that happened. Even when we had the just the announcements for the reopening plan
Yeah.
on the
yeah.
25th, it just felt
Honestly,
nice.
I didn't even look at any of it.
Yeah?
I was just tired of getting my hopes up.
Yeah.
So I've just been ignoring it. Like I'm keep up with the numbers, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It seems to be moving like finally in
Yeah.
a really good direction.
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like I think it was July 1st. It doesn't even say masks required anymore.
Really?
In indoor spaces. Yeah. It says masks
pretty
recommended. Yeah.
Mass is like a
It's crazy,
huge
man.
thing.
It's weird too, because like I get from one side, I'm very excited about it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I'm really looking forward to just being back to normal, but I can get like an anxiety of another big change, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about returning to a normal?
Well, on the daily, none of this has really affected me too much. Like I'm just kind of more so observing. I've been observing everything that's going around.
Right.
There's a lot of like media has been getting a lot of attention in general.
Mhm.
So I've just been kind of watching media stuff, but it hasn't really affected me too much.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why people would get anxious and stuff going back to what it was before, because it's been, what, like a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a big change.
Like, we're already adjusted to this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. Overall, like, I'm just stoked. Like, I'm ready to be back more than anything.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I'm, like, personally anxious about it, but I can see how people are, because, like, I've talked to other friends and people at work, and some people are, like, hesitant to be in a place where you're not wearing a mask anymore, where you don't have to distance. But I don't know. I mean, just trust science.
Trust science.
Trust science. Those damn scientists, they get it. And then just hope for the best. But yeah, today's topic, we were going to come here and talk about fitness. That's why I said RMT and physio will tie into this. But how fitness plays into mental health. So for some background for me and for people watching and listening, how long has fitness been like a part of your life, and like a bigger part of your life?
My brothers were always into basketball. No, actually they started in soccer at a young age.
No way, actually.
They did, yeah. They started in soccer, and then they made the switch to basketball, and I always kind of just followed what they did in terms of fitness and organized sports as a whole. So they started with soccer and basketball, and then I started in my dad put me in basketball in probably around grade 3-ish, and then it was like RYBL, like the casual like community center stuff. So I was stuck with that. Obviously elementary school basketball whenever I could, basketball all the way through high school. Basketball ball is all I knew. And then I slowly started getting into working out again, because my oldest brother and then my middle brother, they started working out, and I was like, I got to be like my brothers, they're cool. So I started working out too, and my dad was into it too. So it just like a whole, if my family wasn't doing that stuff, I wouldn't have been either. Basketball all the way through from elementary, high school. Started working out 11-ish, grade 11, 12. And then basketball is much more casual now, but definitely ramped it up with the workouts, resistance training.
And you did the men's league stuff for a little bit too.
Yeah, at the Oval. That's always fun. Super competitive.
So you look up to your brothers a lot.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Why so much? I mean, obviously you're a close family then.
Family was always like a big thing that my dad was like, he always made sure that like we focus on family first. Like something that's always been imprinted in my brain is like, I think it was family is number one, then health, and then wealth kind of thing. There's obviously different ones that come before wealth. That should, but it's family and then health.
Was that something that like your father taught you?
Yeah. It's not like something he's like, oh, like you wake up, you think this, right? No, I remember him saying it a few times, and it kind of just made sense in my head. So yeah, family was always a big thing, and I always looked up to my brothers because they were just good guides in everything they did, you know?
I mean, I've only met them in passing. I've met one came by my work and just said hey, and said like, hey, I've watched your podcast, it's cool. And so like I'd never talked to him before that. So yeah, your brothers definitely seem like nice guys. They just we all kind of keep to ourselves in the friend group kind of sense. But yeah, no, I'm sure they like you. Yeah, you never know. But yeah, it's cool having like role models like that, I guess. Right, because you're having someone show you something of interest. You see somebody you appreciate, someone who you like, someone who you might look up to doing something. Of course, you want to be like them. Right.
And it's makes it so much easier when they are by your side the whole time too. Right. But in the negative sense, not in the but like there are cons to it. Which would be like, I'm not making my own mistakes, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like you're following so much in their path sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not making my own mistakes. Like I'm not building up as much confidence as quickly as they are, because they're kind of taking their own road in life, and I'm just kind of looking at their road and drawing my own line.
Sure. Well, it's kind of like eventually your path will come along, you know what I mean? If there's something that you want to stray off and do, you'll do it. Right? And then you'll have the support of your family as well. Right? So that's kind of cool. So your brothers had played soccer. They had played basketball, and then you first watched them playing basketball, and you mentioned that it sort of shifted towards like when did you say that you started to work out then? Like when did that become like your main sort of fitness thing?
when it became my main thing.
Yeah, where basketball became the casual and
Right
that
after
became
high
your main.
school.
Yeah, hey?
Yeah, because when there was nothing for me to get competitive like into right after high school in terms of like basketball and sports, as much as I would have liked to. But once that became a reality where it's basketball is not going to be competitive anymore for me, then fitness was or like weightlifting and stuff definitely was attractive to me.
Yeah.
But again, that was because my oldest brother was like into it as well.
Yeah.
So he was trying to he was training me for a little bit, and then I did my own thing.
Did you, this is just out of curiosity for the whole like organized sports thing. So obviously you played in high school, and I know you played in high school playing basketball. Did you go to post-secondary at all?
For like to try
or just
out
in
and
general
stuff?
and for tryout? I actually don't know if you went to
Yeah, no,
post-secondary.
I went to Kwantlen for a little bit, and I was like, I don't know, I was just going through the motions there.
Yeah.
Still did not know what I wanted to do in terms of career. That stressed me out a lot. But no, I didn't even want to try out. I think I was like just lazy in that sense. I didn't want to put too much effort into something where, I don't know, like after high school, it's not realistic to think you're going to be making money off basketball.
Yeah, and if you want to pursue it as like a career thing,
Yeah.
then of course it'd be easier to say, no, I'm not going to.
Yeah, it'd be different if I was like attending a school in the States where they have a huge basketball program.
It's crazy in the States, man.
It is, yeah.
All that last chance U stuff, that
Yeah.
whole basketball season was sick.
So sick.
Yeah. Why do you think that you didn't want to pursue it just from like a passion standpoint then? Why was it about
I was always
money?
passionate about it, but it felt like it would be
And I don't mean that question in a negative way at all.
No.
Because I'll share my story afterwards.
Sure.
I did the same thing, but that's just you.
Like,
did you wonder that there was going to be like too heavy of a competition, like the
sure,
trial wasn't going to be worth it if it didn't go through?
Like looking back at it now, I think I probably should have at least tried out. I mean, I don't think the result would have been any different than what I was thinking at the time, but I would have liked to have tried out.
Right.
But I just kind of I think I got a little bit scared of like, oh, what's the point of trying out if I don't make the team? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like, but then you have that sort of fear of not fear, but you don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? Like you haven't tried it.
Yeah.
So now you won't know. But I did the same thing. I played soccer all the way through high school.
Yeah.
Right. That was my sport. And then when I went into university, that was when I stopped. Like it was just a cold stop.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything organized outside of school anymore. I didn't do the tryouts, even though like going to SFU's soccer team apparently was pretty garbage.
Oh, really?
So I feel like maybe I could have tried out and at least had a chance. But I don't know. It was like I wanted to focus on school.
Yeah.
And it was grade 12. I think I stopped playing outside of school even. I think grade 12 was my last year where I did play still on the school team, but I stopped playing outside. In grades, and I'll ask you this too, like how frequent was that organized sports for you? Because for me in grade 11, at like the peak of when I was playing soccer, I was doing soccer things 8 times a week. So there was one day where I had 2 practices, where I had like a regular team practice and I had a goalkeeper practice. Every other day there was either a practice or a game between school soccer and organized soccer, like with the city. And so for me, like soccer was a huge part of my life, and that was my fitness.
Oh, okay. I had no idea that you even played that frequently.
Yeah, for a while. Me and Seb played on the same team, and Troy was on the same team as well for a little bit.
For a couple of years. Or the outside high school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I had played on a team probably up until I want to say grade 10 or something like that, maybe grade 9. And then I joined Seb's and Troy's team for grade 10 and 11 maybe. I might be wrong with the dates, but it doesn't matter. It was about 2 years I think I played with them.
Yeah.
And when I was playing not on their team, I was in the Gold League, which is it's like okay. It's not sick.
Tough
but
guy
there's I played goalkeeper because of my long arms and all that.
Yeah.
But the Gold League, it went bronze, silver, gold, and then if you were like sick, like you could try out for Metro.
Diamond.
Not platinum.
Challenger.
Master. It went to Metro if you wanted to like do this additional tryout, but I think it was more expensive too. And I only ever tried out for the Metro League twice. I didn't make it. The first time I just wasn't good enough. The second time I feel like I should have made it. But the guy who was going to coach the team, he was the father of the other goalkeeper who was trying out. Obviously, he's going to pick his kid.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But I was confident I was better than this kid.
Yeah, it's kind of
still resentment, man. And that might have like played into me not wanting to play further. But anyways, when I was on the gold team, we lost a lot. Like a lot. I won the MVP of my team at the end of the year.
Damn.
But like it was just not a good experience. And so I was tired of losing.
It was just a lot of L's.
There was a lot, like literally just loss after loss after loss, and it just felt like you were getting beaten. Like it's a terrible feeling to lose that much, especially when you're playing at a higher level, right? I'm sure you can attest to that. Like when you're competitive about it, losing sucks. No one likes to lose when you're competitive.
For sure. Yeah.
Right. And so I decided with my mom, I was like, I'm tired of doing this. I'll go play with Seb and Troy's team. They were silver. Yeah. Right? They were actually silver 3. There were only 2 official teams. They were silver 3. Like the league let them make their own team with like some of their friends and stuff like that. Anyways, and their team, like when we played, we won almost every single game. So I went from losing every game to winning almost every game. And that I just liked it. Like it was a nice change of pace, but that sort of was then coasting towards the end of high school, and then I decided I'm done with it. I'm not going to play anymore. For me, same thing. University is then when I started taking like weight training seriously. But my way that I learned it was through power fit in grade 12. I learned about doing some weight training stuff there, and then the guys continued on. So I didn't have a brother, obviously, as an only child. I didn't have brothers to look up to and show me the ropes, right? So that's kind of cool that you had that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it feels like I have an advantage a little bit on.
Yeah. No, it's cool having role models that are that close to you. You know what I mean? And throughout your whole life as well.
Yeah, like we're just. You say we're that close, and we're like, I think of us as like clones, kind of.
Yeah.
Just like different.
I mean, you're all super tall. Yeah. You're all handsome guys.
Same.
Same, but different. But still same. Yeah, man, that's cool. That's cool. So now it's been mainly weight training for you.
Yes. Yeah.
And since university, that stayed the same. So that's what now, 6 years?
Yeah.
7?
Wait.
Now that you're going to be 26?
I don't know, man. This is 6 years?
20, I want to say 7 because you graduate high school in 18, right?
8.
So, yeah, 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Yeah. So 8 years of weight training. Why is weight training now so important with you?
Confidence.
Sure.
Confidence. I always felt, personally, I had like a bit of a lack of self-esteem. I'm sure most people feel like that. But no, I've never been vocal about that. A little bit of lack of self-esteem. That helped me gain some confidence. And then just progressing through goals is very addicting now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I mean, those first few months when you first start working out, you see all those.
The beginner gains.
Yeah, the beginner gains, noob gains.
So good.
Super cool.
What kind of like goal do you have any goals like set at this point?
No. Well,
and what kind of goals would you set?
Like right now, I'm just trying to my goal is to be consistent, because I feel like I thrive the most when I have a routine. I'm consistent, working out 5 times a week. Not missing meals.
Yeah.
Just like working out during the same time every like day of the week when I usually do. That's what I enjoy most about it, and that's how I feel I progress the fastest in terms of breaking through my goals and then getting bigger. Well, yeah, one of my like main goals right now is obviously consistency, so I can get bigger, get more lean, up my cardio.
Just trying to get in shape.
The general stuff.
If it's okay, I'll touch back for a second on the having like building confidence through being fit and building confidence through going to the gym. I 100% agree with you that everybody has a little bit of that, right? Because for me, looking at you, I look up to you in so many ways, and I think of you as being this like super handsome, really great shape dude, super funny, all that. So it's interesting to hear that you have those.
Man, I'm getting sick of it.
It's interesting to me that you have that sort of insecurity in a way, What do you think that is? Like, what parts are you not confident with?
It's definitely less now, but like when I first started, or just like generally, I've always been more shy type.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm like more quiet, more observant, shy. But I've always like I've had a lot of had a lot of friends throughout the years that are like outgoing. I seem to always end up being friends with an outgoing person or making friends with outgoing people. And I've always admired that about outgoing people, like extroverts. Yeah, so no, like in that way, I've always looked up to people who are able to like go out and like talk to people and have a random conversation with a random person. I've always wanted to do that. So yeah, I felt like I've never had the confidence to do that before.
Sure.
And for some reason, I thought image was directly related to that. Like if you can, I mean, it kind of is in that sense. Like if I can feel good about myself externally, then I should have more confidence because I care too much about what people think.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I feel the same way around this topic. I feel a lot more confident about myself after I went to the gym for like a fairly consistent. I was never, and I have never been as consistent as you have been, right? Like you do have a schedule and you went like basically every day to the gym. I say went because we'll get to the topic of injury at some point. But I absolutely agree. It gives you a lot more confidence. When you feel good about yourself, it's so much easier to project that out there.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially when you start seeing those physical changes in your body that are towards a goal that you've set, right? That boosts you like crazy.
Yeah.
It is a good feeling. There's this quote from one of Mike Tyson's trainers, and it's about
Customato?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. I think it is. Yeah. And he tells Mike that your mind is not your friend. Right? I'll find the full quote and I'll read it out. All right. So he says, your mind is not your friend, Mike. I hope you know that. You have to fight with your mind, control it, put it in its place. You have to control your emotions. And I love that comes from a boxing trainer, a boxing manager, because it's such a clear tie to the physical part of your life, right? He's telling Mike Tyson, one of the greatest boxers ever, that you need to be able to control your mind, in a way that you do that can be through developing this discipline and this strength through training, right? That's what I take from the quote.
Yeah.
I don't know what you might think.
No, I agree, because I guess what interpreting it in a little bit different way, but he's probably on the same track, but your mind is a muscle. Still, it just takes there's different routes you take to train the brain, instead of comparing to training like muscles on your body, where you might be doing like certain reps or certain exercises for your body. You're training discipline, you're training controlling your emotions, things like that. So no, I agree with that quote. That's a cool quote.
It's like it ties into having that consistency that you like so much and that you enjoy so much about going to the gym, is being consistent, having discipline, and doing that, right? When you build a routine and you see goals through consistency, that is definitely creating a positive sort of feedback in your mind.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, it's addicting feeling too.
It's a hugely addicting feeling. It's such like there's no negative to it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
I can't think of a negative to it. I mean, maybe people like, oh, you can get so addicted that you only care about the gym or whatever, but these people are bettering themselves, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's probably one of the the best addictions there might
Absolutely.
be, right?
Yeah. Of all things that you could be addicted to, I think getting fit is a all right one to have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, thinking about how important going to the gym has been for you, right? It's been a huge part of your life for the last, we decided, 8 years there or whatever.
Yeah.
7,
8.
or something like that. Same. But right now, you're going through an injury.
Yes.
And you are recovering from an injury. I think that's maybe the better word to use, not going through. You're recovering from injury. Tell me about that. Give me the deets, the Cole's notes, and the
injury
extended
first?
summary, everything. Yeah.
So it's a bit of a reoccurring injury I've had over like the past I want to say the first time it happened was like 2017.
Wow.
So that was like 4 years ago, right? So initially, the first time it happened, deadlifting.
Yep.
It's a trap.
It's a
trap,
trap.
man. No, I'll get back to it eventually, and I'll talk.
Don't
about
get
that.
back to it. Okay,
I'll talk about that too. But initially, I was deadlifting. Wasn't even super heavy. I won't go into like
only like 400 pounds.
No. It wasn't super heavy relative to what I was deadlifting at the time. I'm pulling it off the ground for I think it was like the first rep, and it was a shooting pain in my lower back, and obviously just something felt super off, and then my back slowly started to stiffen up like crazy. I drove home, and then that was the first time, and then how I recovered from that was my dad's big about the chiropractor.
Sure.
So I went to the chiropractor a whole bunch of times. Eventually it did get better and it settled down. And I was like, yeah, maybe I should stop deadlifting for a while. And then so I did. And I think it was maybe a year or two later that it happened again. Pretty much the exact same thing. So that obviously the second time, a little more frustrating. Third time was 2019. Was not deadlifting, but I was lifting weights off the ground. Just awkward. Exact same thing, shooting pain. And then... So that time was the first time I had sciatica, in which lower back tension pinches the sciatic nerve, which runs down the entire leg. Right?
Wow.
So it goes from the lower back, it's in your spinal cord, and then the nerve runs through your glutes, through the hamstring, and down all the way to the bottom of your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was having sciatic pain, constant pain through there. That got better when I was still going to the chiropractor. And then... The last time it happened was it this year? No, last year.
This year. Because
this year?
This year. Because it's been, I want to say, like 6-7 weeks.
No,
maybe
it happened.
A bit
So
longer.
it happened last year.
It did happen last year.
Happened last year, and then it happened again this year.
Oh.
But the difference between what happened this year was there was no back tweak. The sciatica came up out of nowhere,
like on its own.
Wow. So and I was taking all the right precautions, which made it all the more annoying and frustrating this time. So I had to switch up, and I knew in my head that chiropractor just felt like it was a temporary fix. So I went to the chiropractor anyway, but I started trying out different physios, and I finally found one that knew what he was talking about. And what he said, what he diagnosed eventually after like it was only the second session. He's like, it's not a lower back issue, not like the root issue is not coming from your lower back. And this is the first time anyone said it to me.
Yeah.
Like the
this
problem
whole story was back.
Yeah. And so what he said was the problem's not with your lower back, it's with your hips, your hip alignment, which is causing tension in your lower back, which is pinching the nerve, giving you sciatica, and then that whole alignment makes you more prone to the lower back tweaks too.
Wow.
It's finally nice to get some clarity on that.
Yeah. What are next steps looking like?
Next steps are I'm still going to see him at the physio. Initially it was like twice a week. Now it's like once every 3 weeks. So it's slowly, it's like a reoccurring injury that's been built up over 4 or 5 years. And the recovery is extra slow. So initially it was like, I had to be super patient.
Yeah.
But now I understand because it's been happening for so long, it's good that the recovery is slow because I'm like building a solid foundation now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this most recent time is super frustrating, super annoying. I was feeling down for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be like just thinking about everything that you've talked about in your journey with fitness throughout your life. It's clearly been a big part of your life.
Yeah.
And then an injury like this might take that away.
Yeah. So fitness is like, for the past, since out of high school, fitness has been my main hobby. My main passion.
Yeah.
So in the past few times when I got injured, because I recovered kind of quick.
How long was the recovery before?
Before it was like 2 weeks tops.
And then you're good to go.
Yeah. And then this time, I don't even know. What was it? It was like, it happened in March.
Yeah.
And then it happened early March. All of March I was done. I think all of April I was done,
Mhm.
and then I started working out again in May. But yeah, going that long without the gym, and just without fitness, I couldn't sit down properly for a while. Laying on my bed is like super painful. I was taking like 2 or 3 Tylenol every night.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, I was actually a little bit depressed for like maybe 1 or 2 week span in there, and my family could tell, but like we don't really talk about it in that to that extent. But yeah, I knew, like, if they were to ask me about it, I would tell them, but
Right.
they knew. Yeah.
Did
It
they
was-
ever bring it up? Like,
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
talk
They were
about it?
like, hang in there. Everything's gonna be fine. You're gonna figure out what it is. Um, yeah, yeah. No.
What did it feel like going through that moment where you hit a point of depression? Because from my perspective, seeing you, like, it's an out of character thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
it caught me off guard when you first told me, like, I was feeling depressed.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it really sucked. I don't know how to, like. I don't even know if I was depressed, but like, I was like searching up what does depression feel like and stuff, because I
Mhm.
never felt something like that, and I just felt like there's so many things I couldn't do. Like, I couldn't do, like, I could go to work, and if I stand around and walk around, it was fine. Anything other than that, I was in like a constant pain. But I don't know, not being able to do anything was like really had my mood down. I would just like come home and like sit in a comfortable spot the whole time and
Man.
stress about not being able to work out, stress about all my progression over the past few years,
Yeah.
kind of going away. Yeah, but eventually, once I found out what the recovery process was going to be like, that gave me
Mhm.
the hope was really nice. The hope
Mhm.
was nice, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
The hope was a light.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
just
the hope
about
was
to
light.
say it's like a light
Yeah.
at the end of the tunnel,
Mhm.
right? Like you have some idea of where you're
Mhm.
going. That's pretty incredible that you went through this as many times as you did with the recurring injury, and it only took now for them to address it as something else.
Yeah, yeah. No, so I was like, because it was like a reoccurring lower back thing that I
Yeah.
had thinking about. I was like worried in the back. Every time it happened, I was like, am I going to need like fucking surgery later in my life?
Yeah.
How frequently is this going to be happening?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can put you in a dark hole, man.
Yeah.
When you have, I think fundamentally it was your freedom got sort of put on hold for a little bit. You couldn't do anything.
During COVID too.
During COVID,
Yeah.
too. On top of that, you're already stuck. You're already limited to what you can do. It even hurt for you to play games. You wouldn't be able to sit and play
I
Call of
couldn't.
Duty, so you
Yeah.
couldn't like talk to us.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was hoping to.
Yeah.
So,
Like at least
Yeah.
get some gaming in.
yeah.
Yeah, but nothing, man.
I wanted
Wow.
to drop hospital.
Yeah,
not
please,
that hospital. I dropped.
I'm tired. Off the top, I'm tired of hospital drops, man. I can't do it anymore. There's too much going on there. There's too many people.
And stop missing the top.
I
Oh, I missed the top.
oh, I miss. Catch you up there, boy. Oh man.
I fucking goes
Every
for the
time.
chopper, throws it at someone.
I've been having a lot of fun doing that, by the way.
Yeah, I
Like
can
just
tell.
destroying the choppers
Yeah.
every time we need
I
them.
honestly don't even care.
It's
But-
yeah. I like it because it always gets Nate and Troy. It always gets them. But yeah, man, it's depression can be a feeling that comes up from various factors,
Mhm.
right? And I think what it sounds like you dealt with is depression from loss, right? You didn't lose a thing, like a physical thing,
Mhm.
right? You lost routine, you lost consistency,
Mhm.
you lost progression, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I lost like one of the main things that keeps me. Well, it doesn't keep me sane.
No,
I
but
don't
yeah,
know.
it
Yeah,
keeps
yeah.
you sane.
Yeah, it keeps me sane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like my only release of like tension throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just one of the main things I look forward to throughout the day.
Yep.
A lot of the days I'm like, oh, I can't wait to work out later.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was pretty huge.
Because you can have a mundane day. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You can have a basic I'm clocking in, clocking out
Yeah.
kind of day.
Yeah.
But you know you're going to the gym.
Yeah.
You know you're going to make something out of your day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of I feel like there's not a lot of things I'm challenging myself with, just generally in life. But it does make me feel good that I can still challenge myself in the gym. So yeah, no, it's a huge thing.
Yeah,
Huge thing for me.
Very, man, very. It would be interesting to know if this injury had happened at a point where you had a lot more going on, if it would be better or worse. You know, like if you had other things that, as you say, would be challenging you, if that would make it more difficult or less difficult to, I don't know, have those things to either work on or know that you have these things that you can work on. I don't know, like how debilitating it would have been. I don't know.
Yeah, like it depends what kind of stuff I would have had going. Like you mean like side projects or like side hobby?
This is purely hypothetical.
Or like career wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
I would bank on it being worse.
Yeah,
now you got more things you can't
think
do.
So. Yeah, I mean, like thinking about it now, it just that sounds a little scarier than what had happened anyway. Like having more things to. The fact that I could kind of stop, other than for work, I could stop and like focus completely on recovery, super helpful.
Yeah.
So if I had other things going on, that would. I don't know if I would. It's hard to say if I would have been as depressed, but I definitely would have been more stressed out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, not to silver line something, but if you can make the best out of a shitty situation, right, it's good to do that. But still, you couldn't do anything, and that sucked. Yeah. And I'm glad that you now have somebody who's told you something different. Yeah. What is that sort of like? Have they given you a timeline for how things will get better? It's a long process, it sounds like, but
not really a timeline. But the fact that like I've been going through to those sessions, I started going out twice a week, and then he's like, now you just see me once a week, and then he's like every second week, and now he's saying like maybe once a month now, getting close to there.
Nice.
Yeah, just even him saying that is like. I don't know, just that makes me happy that I can progress, and like it's not like he's going there and he's like cracking my back and he's like taking me through all these exercises. Everything that's progressing is from what I'm doing at home. Nice. So that's a really good feeling too. Yeah. That I know what to do if this happens again.
Yeah, and you can keep that knowledge. No, of course not. Of course not. Because you can keep doing this stuff now. Yeah. Right? Yeah. If it's working, clearly it's helping. Yeah. Right. And so you can keep doing it. And it's so cool that like you just come at it from a different angle. Right. Like all these people were looking at it with tunnel vision of like, oh, this is your back. This is your back. Yeah. Because every single time it happened, you were doing something with your back. Right. And now this person comes at it with another angle and you're seeing progress. And that's huge, man. That's awesome. This morning I went to Physio and RMT. Yeah. And what I've been going for is for a shoulder injury that has been recurring for some time as well. I had first probably noticed this, I would say about 3-ish years ago, when I was maybe caring more about going to the gym. I think it was probably that year where we got in shape. Yeah, like 2017. Yeah. Right? Like we were getting in good shape for Cabo. Yes, sir. And I remember I always have this weird mobility issue, and I feel like I've talked about it to all of you and you are aware of it, where if I do any shoulder presses, if I do any chest presses, all that, it feels like tight. And the first part of the movement, like where you're maybe even sub 90 by a little bit and then you're coming up 90 degrees, like that hurts. It hurts. And it doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens, like it'll kill my workout. Like I can't do my thing. And so it happened again recently, and finally I decided to address it, make use of benefits from work and go and like get this dealt with. Yeah. And I'm blown away by Physio and RMT. Right? This was my first time ever doing Physio and RMT in my whole life. Yeah. And like in the same session, we saw a difference in mobility and pain. Like we went and we assessed, we moved around, the physio was doing stuff. And I will shout out the physio place I go to, Myo Detox. Very cool place. Joe was actually an RMT there. Where is that? This one's in Kits. They have a few locations in Vancouver. But yeah, we did like a few mobility tests and stuff like that, like raising my arm around, doing a couple like presses and like movements out here and all this stretch and stuff. And wherever it felt painful, then we made some adjustments afterwards. And then we go back, we do some exercise, and we come back and we do those movements again. No pain. Yeah. No pain. I get the full range of motion. So like physio blew my mind, and having that experience of going to physio and having it work that's been a huge mental boost for me too, just in the last 2 weeks, because I just went 2 weeks ago for the first time, and I felt like immensely better at the gym.
That was the first time 2 weeks ago?
That was the first time 2 weeks ago. I not saying the weight I do either, but like I added on in the same day, literally overnight, because of these movements, and they gave me some stretches to do before push days, which is where I would work my chest and my shoulders. Overnight, I was able to add on 20 pounds to my bench press in the same range of reps, like I was doing volume sets.
Yeah.
And then I was able to add 15 pounds to my overhead press for the same range of reps
Yeah.
without any additional pain. And it felt like I was just like able to move, and it feels like now I can develop these parts, because for me, I've always felt like I can't develop my chest and my shoulders as much as my back. Like I love working out my back.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah, when you have that shoulder issue,
Yeah.
it affects everything here.
And it's so crazy how much everything is connected.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the same way it connects to your mind at some level,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like when your body is working, your mind is working.
Mm-hmm.
Things sort of go hand in hand. And I think that for me is why fitness plays such a crucial part in around mental health, is when I feel physically healthy, I feel mentally healthy most of the time, barring some sort of extenuating circumstance that's going on, things that are happening in, let's say, your personal life or with work, whether it be stress. I'm still feeling overall good if my fitness is feeling good. Right?
Agreed, yeah. Because, I mean, like, you wake up in the morning.
Feeling like P. Diddy.
Feeling like P. Diddy.
Get my glasses. I'm out the door.
About to hit the city?
Yeah. Before I leave, though, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack.
Yeah.
Because when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back.
No chance, man.
Tick-tock. Anyways.
Do you ever even, when you, and you dream you could do anything?
Apparently. Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, like, you wake up in the morning, not feeling like P. Diddy, but like shredded. No. No, just wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, and you see progression.
Yeah.
You're starting off the day. I'm starting off the day happier than normal.
It happened just the other day. And granted, it was due to alcohol consumption dehydrating me, but that morning after, like, a couple of you would come over after it was announced you're allowed to have social gatherings again. A couple of you came over and we had drinks and we just had a good time.
Yeah, no more than 5 people were there.
No more than 5. And we, afterwards, like, I wake up in the morning, feel like garbage, but I'm like, I'm going to weigh myself because I'm empty right now. I know I'm empty because I'm feeling like garbage. And I weighed myself and I was finally back. I had gained a little bit of weight about a month ago. Like, I was making good progression, then I gained a little bit of weight. I was starting to feel shitty about myself again. And for me, it is a weight and fat thing. That's what my goal is to reduce weight and lower fat.
Yeah.
And I stepped on a scale. It was my lowest weight. It was my lowest body fat that I've had in months. So I was stoked. I was feeling really good. Like, although I had a raging headache,
For sure, yeah.
but I was feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
So absolutely, like when you start your day feeling solid, and it has something to do with work that you put in, it has something to do with just fitness.
Yeah.
It's a good start to your day.
It is. It's a great start.
Yeah.
The best part of waking up.
Folders in your fucking cup, man. Are you more of like a morning or night workout person? Like, how do you balance?
I think I prefer the morning. Well, I wouldn't say morning.
Interesting.
My ideal workout time is like somewhere around noon.
Yeah,
where
that's early.
it's bright out. There's a lot of natural light. Natural light affects my mood quite a bit.
I bet.
Natural light, and then around that time is also not too busy at the gym. Obviously a lot of people prefer when the gym is like just dead, right?
Yeah.
That's what I prefer too.
You get access to all the machines.
Yeah.
Smith machine.
Laugh now. You'll be a part of the club soon. JJ's part of it. We got JJ hooked in.
I was doing shrugs with Smith, and it felt nice.
Yeah.
Felt like a good angle. Won't knock it, but anyways, yeah. So more of a early afternoon.
Early afternoon, and then second option is like closing at the end of the night.
Yeah. That's my go-to. I prefer closing.
Closing?
Yeah, closing time, baby. I don't know. I just like it. I struggle. I'm not a morning person in general.
Yeah.
And so for me, like getting up to go to the gym, it's unlikely to say the least. The only time I like for sure will do it is if Evan's giving me shit about not going, and then I have like a later start to my day or something, so I have to go because it might be a Friday and the gym's closed early, or Saturday and gym's closed early, so I have to go early. That's the only time I would do it. Yeah, let's maybe like start to summarize things a little bit here. How important do you feel fitness is then to your mental health, given that this is on your mental?
Personally, there's almost a direct correlation for me. When I feel good about my progression, my appearance, I feel good mentally.
Yeah.
It's a great start to my day when I see progression. I feel more confident. I feel better about my self-esteem. Yeah.
Do you ever feel more clear, like mental clarity?
Yes, because I'm stressing less about how I should be looking in terms of progression and consistency and like that. So yeah, there's definitely more mental clarity.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way, man. It's there's science to all of it, right? There's a reason why endorphins, dopamine, dolphins. There's another thing similar to dolphins. There's another thing called.
Can you do a dolphin sound real quick?
I can't.
Do it. You edit Doc in there.
Yeah, like for I guess what it does, like you're training your brain to release dopamine in a different way, because you get a dopamine rush or something like that from going to the gym. Right? We feel really good when we go to the gym. We feel solid, and that's a direct correlation between fitness and feeling good. And so then your brain learns fit, good, strong, pick things up, put them down.
Dopamine,
dope.
I mean, we're no scientists. We're not doctors.
But I would prescribe going to the gym. Yeah, man. It's absolutely. I think there's a direct correlation too. I think if you are mentally or physically well, then you will be mentally well most of the time.
Yeah.
Again, you have things happen in your life, but that's outside of the scope of focus or whatever you need to focus on.
Word.
So yeah, I appreciate you coming on as your first episode as a co-host. There's going to be more of these, obviously, because you're going to be a consistent voice, and I'm really looking forward to what other stuff we can talk about. But for everybody listening and watching at home, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Kabir will actually be on next week again.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the plan for me. I haven't told you yet, but Kabir will be on next week, and we'll have some other cool topic to talk about. But for now, you have a good rest of your night. If you're not already, subscribe to the podcast. That way you know when new things are coming out. But expect a new episode every Monday at 8 a.m. Yeah. That's it, folks. That's all, folks. Hey, good night. Peace.
Good night.
Buddy. Fantastic.
It's good. It's good.